Integration in logical learning.
So today we will be talking about Evolution Computer Science tutorial for class 10. Topic Internet Part 1 by Anupam Das. So Internet, the basic studies. Internet is the abbreviation for the interconnected network. It is an example of WAN. It is the global system of the interconnected computer systems that uses the Internet Protocol Suite TCP or IP to link the devices worldwide. Advantages of using Internet. Information on almost every subject imaginable, powerful search engines, ability to research from your home versus the research libraries, information at various levels of study, everything from scholarly articles to ones directed at the children, message boards where people can discuss ideas on any topic, ability to get wide range of opinions. People can find others that have a similar interest in whatever they are interested in. The internet provides the ability of emails, free mail service to anyone in the country. Platform for products like Skype, which allows for holding a video conference with anyone in the world who also has an access. Friendships and love connections have been made over the internet by people involved in love or passion over similar interests. Things such as Yahoo Answers and other sites where kids can have readily available help from homework. News of all kinds is available almost instantaneously. Commentary on that news from every week conceivable viewpoint is also available. Now the disadvantages of using internet. There is a lot of wrong information on the internet. Anyone can post anything and much of it is a garbage. There are predators that hang out on the internet waiting to get unsuspecting people in the dangerous situations. Some people are getting addicted to the internet and thus causing problems with the interactions of friends and loved ones. Pornography that can get in the hands of young children too easily. Easy to waste a lot of time on the internet. You can start surfing and then realize far more time has been passed than you realized. Internet and television together have added to the more sedentary lifestyles of the people, which further exaggerates the obesity problem. Internet has a lot of cheater sites. People can buy essays and pass them off as their own far more easily than they used to be able to do. There are a lot of unscrupulous business that have sprung up on the internet to take the advantage of people. Hackers can create viruses that can get into your personal computer and ruin the valuable data. Hackers can use the internet for identity theft. It can be quite depressing to be on the internet and realize just how uneducated so many people have become in today's society. Now, what is ISP? An Internet Service Provider is an organization that provides the services for accessing, using, or participating in the Internet. It can be in various forms such as government, VSNL, MTN, BSNL, or private, example Reliance, Airtel, etc. So what are the types of internet connections? First comes with the dial-up connection. In this type of connection, telephone line is used for converting the digital to analog signals and vice versa. A modem is used. At any ISP required to give the internet services, username and passwords are used for authentication. Here two protocols are used, PPP point-to-point protocol and SLIP SLIP serial line internet protocol. This type of connection can further be divided into three categories. First comes the shell connection. In this type of internet connection, the user will get only the textual matter of a web page. This connects does not support the graphics display. Shell accounts were the only type of internet access available for many years before the internet entered into the world of graphics and became more user-friendly. Now comes the TCP or the IP connection. Today's graphical World Wide Web browsers provide easier access with multimedia, sound and pictures. The major difference between shell and TCP or IP account is that shell account can only display the text and does not support the graphics display, whereas TCP or IP can display the both. Now, what is ISDN? ISDN, or Integrated Services Digital Network, offers the internet connectivity at the speeds of up to 128 kbps through the use of digital phone lines. ISDN is a dial-up service that has been provided by the telephone companies for many years. To access any of these dial-up accounts, you need the followings: computer, modem, telephone connection, shell or TCP or IP or ISDN account from the ISP, internet client software such as the internet browser. Now the advantages: it is the very cheapest mode of communication, it is fast, it is basically postpaid type connection. Disadvantages: installation cost is high as various of devices, modem, cable wire, router, switches, etc. is needed to purchase. Now comes the leased line connection. Leased line connection is also known as the direct internet access or the level 3 connection. It is the secure, dedicated and the most expensive level of internet connection. With leased connection, your computer is dedicatedly and directly connected to the internet using the high-speed transmission lines. It is on the line 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Now comes the advantages. Installation cost is low as minimal number of devices need to be purchased. Disadvantages: it is fast but expensive compared to the dial-up connection. Now what is DSL connection? Digital subscriber line, or the DSL, is a family of the technologies that provides the digital data transmission over the wires of a local telephone network. DSL originally stood for the digital subscriber loop. In telecommunications marketing, the term DSL is widely understood to mean the asymmetric digital subscriber line ADSL, the most commonly installed DSL technology. DSL service is delivered simultaneously with wired telephone service on the same telephone line. This is possible because DSL uses higher frequency bands for the data separated by filtering. On the customer premises, a DSL filter on each outlet removes the high frequency interference to enable the simultaneous use of the telephone and the data. Now let's come to the advantages. Security. Unlike the cable modems, each subscriber can be configured so that it will not be on the same network. In some cable modem networks, other computers on the cable modem network are left visibly vulnerable and are easily susceptible to the break-in as well as the data destruction. Integration. DSL will easily interface with ATM and WAN technology, high bandwidth, cheap line charges from the phone company. Now the disadvantages: no current standardization. A person moving from one area to the another might find that their DSL modem is just another paperweight. Customers may have to buy new equipment to simply change the ISPs. Expensive as well. Most customers are not willing to spend more than $20 to $25 per month for the internet access. Current installation costs, including the modem, can be high as $750. Prices should come down within 1 to 3 years. As with all the computer technology, being first the usually means an emptier wallet. Now comes the cable modem connection. A cable modem is a type of network bridge and the modem that provides the bidirectional data communication via radio frequency channels on a HFC and a RFOG infrastructure. Cable modems are primarily used to deliver the broadband internet access in the form of cable internet, taking the advantage of the high bandwidth of a HFC and a RFOG network. Advantages: always connected, high bandwidth, high file transfer capabilities, good signal integrity and good routing. Now the disadvantages: cable internet technology excels at maintaining the signal strength over distance. Bandwidth equals the money, so cable's advantage in throughput comes with a price. It's hard to imagine, but there are still pockets of the United States without adequate cable television service. Now what is VSAT? Short for Very Small Aperture Terminal, an earthbound station used in the satellite communications of data, voice and video signals, excluding the broadcast television. A VSAT consists of two parts: a transceiver that is placed outdoors in direct line with the offsite to the satellite, and a device that is placed indoors to interface the transceiver with the end user's communications device such as PC. The transceiver receives or sends a signal to a satellite transponder in the sky. Now comes the advantages. Cost insensitive to the distance, single platform service delivery, one-stop shop, flexibility, upgradable and low incremental costs per unit. Now what are the disadvantages? High startup costs, hubs and basic elements must be in place before the services can be provided. Higher than the normal risk profiles. Severe regulatory restrictions imposed by the countries that prevent the VSAT networks and solutions from reaching a critical mass and therefore probability. Some service quality limitations such the high signal delays, latency, natural availability limits that cannot be mitigated against, lack of skills required in the developing world to design, install and maintain the satellite communication system adequately. Now what a wireless connection? Wi-Fi is a wireless connection to that device, not the internet itself. It also provides the access to a local network of connected devices, which is why you can print the pictures wirelessly or look at a video freed from the Wi-Fi connected cameras with no need to be physically connected to them. Now what are the advantages? Convenience. The first and the most important thing is conveniency. The wireless nature of such networks allows the users to access the network resources from the nearly any convenient location within their primary networking environment, a home or office. Now the mobility. With the emergence of the public wireless networks, users can access the internet even outside their normal work environment, most chain coffee shops. Productivity. Users connected to a wireless network can maintain a nearly constant affiliation with their desired network as they move from place to place. Now the deployment. Initial setup of an infrastructure-based wireless network requires the little more than a single access point. And last but not least, expandability. Wireless networks can serve a suddenly increased number of clients with the existing equipment. In a wired network, additional clients would require the additional wiring. Cost. Wireless networking hardware is at worst a modest increase from the wired counterparts. Now what are the disadvantages? Security. To combat this consideration, wireless networks may choose to utilize some of the various encryption technologies available. Range is limited, specified by the organization. Reliability. Like any radio frequency transmission, wireless networking signals are subject to a wide variety of the interference. Speed. The speed on most the wireless networks, typically 1 to 54 Mbps, is far slower than even the slowest common wired networks, 100 Mbps up to several Gbps. Now comes network security. Network security is any activity designed to protect the usability and the integrity of your network and data. It includes both the hardware and the software technologies. Network security typically consists of three different controls: physical, technical, and administrative. Here is a brief description of the different types of network security and how each control works. First comes the physical network security. Physical security controls are designed to prevent unauthorized personnel from gaining physical access to network components such as routers, cabling, cupboards, and so on. Controlled access such as logs, biometric authentication, and other devices is essential in any organization. Next is the technical network security. Technical security controls the protected data that is stored on the network or which is in transmit access into or out of the network. Protection is of twofold. It needs to protect the data and the systems from the unauthorized personnel, and it also needs to protect against the malicious activities from the employees. Next is the administrative network security. Administrative security controls consist of the security policies and the processes that control user behavior, including how the users are authenticated, their level of access, and also how IT staff members implement changes to the infrastructure. Now the types of network security. Network access control to ensure that the potential attackers cannot infiltrate your network Comprehensive access control policies need to be in place for both the users and the devices. Network access control (NAC) can be set at the most granular level. For example, you could grant the administrators full access to the network but deny the access to specific confidential folders or prevent their personal devices from joining the network. Now comes the antivirus and the anti-malware software. Antivirus and anti-malware software protect an organization from a range of malicious software including the viruses, ransomware, and the worms and the Trojan. The best software not only scans files upon entry to the network but continuously scans and tracks the files. Now, firewall protection. Firewall, as their name suggests, acts as a barrier between the untrusted external networks and your trusted internal network. Administrators typically configure a set of defined rules that the blocks or the permits traffic onto the network. For example, the Forcepoint's next generation firewall (NGFW) offers the seamless and the centrally managed control of network traffic, whether it is physical, virtual, or in the cloud. Now comes the virtual private networks. Virtual private networks (VPNs) create a connection to the network from another endpoint or site. For example, users working from home would typically connect to the organization's network over a VPN. Data between the 2 points is encrypted and the user would need to authenticate to allow the communication between the device and the network. Forcepoint Secure Enterprise (SD-WAN) allows the organizations to quickly create VPNs using drag and drop and to protect all the locations with our next generation firewall solution. Thank you for watching this video.